time. Come on. Hey, we are in the fight for the soul of our nation. We are in a fight for our kids and our grandkids, a fight that we can never imagine. I believe wholeheartedly Donald Trump and Butler County's J.D. Vance are the last chance to save our country politically. I'm afraid if we lose this one, it's going to take a civil war to save the country, and it will be saved. It's the greatest experiment in the history of mankind. And if we come down to a civil war, I'm glad we got people like Schmitty and the Bikers for Trump on our side.
Breaking right now, an FBI sweep operation underway in the Houston area targeting many alleged criminals. They are being processed at a facility in NRG Park. Apparently there, because the operation is so, quote, massive, Devon Ramming has been there all morning long and joins us now with the latest. Devon.
Well, Sherman, good afternoon. You know, all morning long, we've been seeing FBI agents as well as other law enforcement officers coming and going from the parking lot here behind me, just outside of the NRG arena. In fact, if you can see off in the distance there, once this train goes through, there's actually still an FBI trailer on site here. And, you know, the FBI Houston's office is calling this a court-authorized operation. As of right now, it's unclear what this operation is about or who they are targeting, but the FBI calls it a massive operation involving the arrest of numerous alleged criminals throughout Houston and Harris County. They've partnered with several agencies to make this happen, including HPD, HCSO, U.S. Marshals, and troopers with Texas DPS. They're also working with FBI agents from as far as New Orleans and San Antonio. Now, it's important to note the FBI says at this time there is no threat to public safety with this operation. Of course, we are still working to find out where the alleged criminals who are being brought here to NRG Park are being taken. Of course, this is an ongoing investigation and developing story, which we will continue to follow through the rest of the day and bring you the latest on those updates, right?
All right, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Hakwadash, double, oh, slacking, force of habit. Hey, Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of your elect. Hey, this lesson, Lord willing, is edifying and to the point. This is from the videos I just played. You know, you had this politician, you know, speaking about a civil war. And then the video after that was a from a few days ago. I believe it was on the 23rd or the 24th. The FBI, they had a massive raid or sweep on different alleged criminals, which later it came out that these people had a bail bond scheme going on, and I didn't look too much further into it, but the point being of that is in the video they were saying these alleged criminals. So those of us that are in the know understand that, hey, this devil, can make up laws on the spot or do whatever and label you as a criminal, and whatever, who knows, but you'll eventually be put into different kinds of camps, or we know that some of us are going to be rounded up at some point, and put into camps and put into different processings, being labeled as criminals, because we've already seen different things like outlawing the Bible, different laws coming up making homelessness illegal. So we see these things being framed up for the future, and just that video, seeing a massive sweep, was a thing that just made me think of a few scriptures, but just to get into it, based off this the first video, this is Mark 3:24, and I'll read this in the NLT. It says, "A kingdom divided by civil war will collapse, And this guy, speaking in the video, speaking of civil war, fighting to take back this country. Hey, you're already divided. Your kingdom is already collapsing, and it's written that Babylon the Great is going to be destroyed. So you're fighting a losing battle, and hey, it's only a matter of time before this place completely collapses and is destroyed by ICBMs. This is an experiment, because that guy, the same guy mentioned in that video that this is the greatest experiment to mankind or humankind, but whatever he said. But I have here, and this is in the Wiktionary.org. It says experiment. It says, I'm just going to jump down, which I'm going to read this first from the noun. A test under controlled conditions made to either demonstrate a known truth, examine the validity of a hypothesis, or determine the efficacy or likelihood of something previously untried. Which, these are control conditions. All these things that are happening are the ultimate control conditions, because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is in control of everything. Let me get this real quick. This is Matthew. Actually, let me start up a little bit. Matthew chapter 10 and verse 28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul. So these different groups, these different Edomites all getting together, calling for a civil war, which this guy later supposedly recanted his statement. But hey, they want war. They want blood. This is Esau Edom. He's constantly wanting bloodshed, constantly wanting blood. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. And that's not the burning pit with the man in a red jumpsuit poking you with a trident. No, hellish conditions. The grave. Destroying your body. Destroying your soul. Destroying your mind, having you in different conditions, in different hellish conditions. Verse, and that's Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, that has the power to do that. Not some guy here. Not some man that has a named torture devices in his basement or in his garage. It's Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Verse 29, are not 2 sparrows sold for a farthing, and one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father. So the point being of that is that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is in control of all of this. So not even a sparrow will die without Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai being there to sign off on it. But back to this experiment. So I'm going to go here to the Latin experimentum, and it says the test, trial, experiment, and I'm going to go even further here to experior, that word there, and it says from Latin, I'm going to jump down, the verb, so here to attempt, to try, to test, to put to the test, to find out, to prove, therefore to make trial of a person or thing. And this is what's coming on the whole world. Now, this Edomite is speaking carnally, but this is the experiment that's coming, the trial that's coming. This is the most important thing that happened on the whole world, because it's going to just show who's the Lord's elect. It's going to show who's really Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's people. You know, is it these crazy Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that say they're Israelites? Is it those small hats? Who is it? You know, who's the real Israelites? Who are the real people? But this is also going to try everyone that's in the world. This is Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10. And I'll start with the King James Version. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And this is the terrible times that are coming. You know, you're having World War III, famines, diseases, the MOTB. These are terrible times coming. This is the same verse in the GNT. It says, because you have kept my command to endure, which to endure is to suffer. You know, in this walk, in this truth, you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer a lot. You're going to suffer losses. You're going to suffer physically, mentally. But these are all things to refine you, because to endure is to try you. This is part of your trials. This is part of your walk. To refine you, to make you like fine gold. So you're going to have to experience all these things, you know, to see if this word is really in you, you know, to see if you're really Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is chosen. But hey, to keep you from it, it says, let me read that again. Because you have kept my command to endure, I will also keep you safe from the time of trouble which is coming upon the world to test all the people on earth. So Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is going to keep us safe. It doesn't mean that we're not going to have to go through anything, that we're not going to have to see these experiences, that we might not get, that we're not going to get rounded up, put into camps, put to death, you know, different things happen to us. No, we're going to have to go through all that, but Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is going to keep us safe through all those experiences. Because everybody else that isn't chosen, they're going to fail. This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7. I was reading the KJV first. It says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So just backing that up in Revelation, you know, this time is like never before. This is a great, terrible time. No part in history can compare to this. Like the guy said in the video, this is the greatest experiment in mankind. This is the greatest thing to ever happen. The greatest thing that's coming. But hey, the Lord's elect, Jacob, will be saved out of this. And I'm gonna grab this in the NLT. It says, in all history there has never been such a time of terror. So never before. You can't even comprehend. You know, just people completely, you know, letting go. You know, all these wicked people doing everything they wanted to do. You know, I mean, a Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is pulling out everything. You know, the diseases. He's letting Esau come up with his diabolical schemes. You know, different diseases running rampant. It's going to be all out chaos, confusion. Again, Jeremiah 30 verse 7 in the NLT, in all history, there has never been such a time of terror. It will be a time of trouble for my people Israel, yet in the end they shall be saved. So it makes me think of that scripture, all Israel shall be saved, which only the elect are going to be saved in this time, and that are here in Babylon the Great. The 2/3 are going to be cut off, but the elect are going to be they're going to be refined. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. This is Second Ezra's. Select, I got Second Ezra's on the brain. This is Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. So that's the elect. They're going to be left here. You know, they're not going to be left here, but they're going to survive. Verse 9, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. And they shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is my power. So, again, there's going to be a huge difference. You know, hey, there could be other people calling on Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, whatever, but the Lord ain't going to hear them. You know, it's this group of people, this elect, they're special. The Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is going to hear them, going to hear their prayers. And they're only going to call on Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And they're going to call on them, on those names, Yahweh or Yahushai, in the Hebrew. In Lashawan Kodash. They're not going to say, you know, Jebezus or any other names. Let me see here. What else did I have? This is Second Ezra, chapter 15, and I'll start at verse 14. And this is in the GNT. It says, the world and the people in it are doomed. So, hey, again, I've just read previous scriptures that says, hey, this is coming to try the whole world. But my people, who's the Lord's people? Israel. And who is he coming to save? The elect of Israel. So the world and the people in it are doomed. So if you're a part of this world, if you're of this world, if you're carnal, whatever, if you're not of the elect, hey, you're doomed. The war that will bring their destruction is very near. Hey, World War III's any day now. Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. And we're seeing that. Different nations arming up around the world. The main ones you're seeing arming themselves is the NATO countries, the China, Russia, North Korea. America is starting to arm themselves. They're trying to put out a new, I think it's a new Patriot missile, or trying to update their Patriot missile. You know, the UK is saying they need to be ready for war within 3 years. This is real. Verse 16, there will be great political turmoil. Hey, this is not happening here. I mean, Babylon the Great is the main stage, but it's happening all over the world. But mainly here, Babylon the Great, you're seeing this. One side is, in turmoil. In you got well, let me continue reading. With one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government. So you're gonna see. You saw that a few years back with that the J6. Well, it's going to happen again. This is that insurrection. This is going to be that civil war. Them people, they want to, like he said in the video, they want to take the country back. They want this back. What they supposedly built up off the blood, sweat, and tears of Jake, of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Hey, they want that back. Verse 17, there will no longer be free access to cities. And you see different things. Like I know in New York, they have they're starting to make different tollways in different zones, like for traveling in the city. So you'll have to pay a toll or whatever. Or in Paris, I did a lesson a few weeks back. They had you have to have, I think it's a bracelet. You have to have a special pass to access different parts of the cities. And that's not to mention you have different disasters happening, like the trains derailing, ships hitting bridges, different diseases, outbreaks could happen, and cut off access to cities. Like there's many different things that could cut off access to a city. If you don't have the MOTB, when that becomes mandatory, you're not going to have access. Verse 17 again in the GNT. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 17 in the GNT. There will no longer be free access to cities because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live. So again, this is just, you have different things. A struggle for power is going to cut off access to cities. People are going to be living in terror in some of these places. And places will be in total confusion. A city, without the leadership or anything like that. If the leaders leave the city, or they don't have the infrastructure fails, the city's going to be left in confusion. It's going to completely fall apart. Those different 18-wheelers, all those how do you say it? All those different people that come and deliver food to grocery stores and all that stuff. If all that falls apart, the city's going to be just up in confusion. People are not going to know what to do. And there's going to be many different possibilities. Verse 19, driven by famine and terrible suffering, people will assault their neighbors and mercilessly plunder their possessions. So, you're going to see, your neighbors, whoever, people roving in gangs, going and pillaging people's houses, throwing them out. But all this is a part of what's to happen. They're not going to be showing any mercy. Especially if you Jake, especially, if you're, how do you say it? They're just not going to be showing any mercy to anybody. So it'd be best to, stay away from people, you know. That's why it also says people will desire to see another person, but they're not going to be able to. Which actually I think that's further in this. Let me see here. You know what? That's all right. I'll just continue on. Lord will come back to me. I can't remember it right now. Oh, you know, it's in chapter 16. Okay, we'll read that in a minute. This is Isaiah 19 and verse 2. And I'll read in the King James Version first. It says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. So, hey, it's going to be, this is civil war. All these people are going to be turned against each other. This is the NLT. I will make Egyptian fight against Egyptian, brother against brother, neighbor against neighbor. Did I have that one? Oh, I'm slacking. Wrong version. This is in the GNT. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai says, I will stir up civil war in Egypt and turn brother against brother and neighbor against neighbor. Rival cities will fight each other and rival kings will struggle for power. So complete civil war, complete war on all sides, on all levels. But hey, this is what that politician was calling for. You know, we gotta fight, take this country back. You know, all that. This is Second Esdras chapter 16, and I'm going to jump down to verse 68 first. This is Second Esdras chapter 16 and verse 68 in the GNT. A vast mob of people is ready now to descend on you and devour you like flames. They will drag some of you off and force you to eat pagan sacrifices. So, like the other video, the second video, you know, with the massive sweeps, hey, they're gonna do that to you, Jake. You know, after this, you know, whatever laws they'll set up, hey, they're gonna start rounding you up. They're gonna start rounding Jacob, putting you in concentration camps, putting you in re-education camps. You know, hey, if you want to leave, you know, take the MOTB. You know, think how we think, but hey, take the MOTB. Go ahead and put this in you. Give your allegiance. You know. Verse 69. If you give in to them, they will ridicule you, mock you, and humiliate you. So, hey, you know, it's best not to give in. Just know that you're gonna be thrown in prison, you're gonna be tortured, you'll be killed, but never give in to them. Because hey, you don't want to lose your crown. You know that. Verse 70, in many places near the cities, there will be violent persecution against those who fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So, hey, you might be labeled as hey, you know what, the men of the Lord, or all these different groups, hey, we're already on different lists. It's only a matter of time before it comes out. Hey, you're labeled a terrorist. You're labeled a criminal. You know, for preaching the word. You know, only a matter of time before we gotta round up those Hebrew Israelites, those black Hebrew Israelites. We gotta round them up. They're They're a nuisance. They're criminals. Look at them speaking on the street. Don't you know that being outside is outlawed? Or whatever they think of, you know. Verse 71, the attackers will act like wild people. They will plunder and destroy without pity all those who still fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So, hey, they're going to be completely off the chain. They're going to be completely loose. They're going to be destroying, tearing stuff up, robbing people, robbing houses, plundering, taking your stuff. You know, oh, that's a nice piece you got there. Oh, I like that. You made this yourself? Oh, you got this from somebody? Oh. Verse 72, they will turn them out of their homes and take away all their possessions. So, again, hey, you're gonna be kicked out of your house, you know, taken into the camps. You know, the scriptures also say, be ye as pilgrims upon the earth, which I think that's let me see. I think that's in I think that's in 15. Let me see here. That's a lot, kid. Okay, 1640. Okay. This is the second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 40. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle. This is the battle that's coming on the earth. This is gonna take the whole earth. You know? And then, O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. So in all these things, hey, you gotta be ready to go place to place, to sojourn, travel. You might only stay at a place for a day, two, however long. Just be ready to go. Yeah, back to 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 73 in the GNT. This will be the time of testing for my chosen people, and they will prove to be as pure as refined gold. Verse 74, but listen to what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai says, my chosen people, the time of terrible suffering is near, but I will rescue you. Don't be afraid or have any doubts. I am your power and I will lead you. So, hey, I'm going to end it right there. Because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is going to save his chosen people, his elect. And he's going to lead them wherever they go. So these are exciting times. So, hey, with that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem HaKodash. And peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. Hey, Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.